More countries will disappear from Commonwealth after Queen gone. More countries will follow Barbados and disappear from the Commonwealth after the Queen is gone, a royal biographer has claimed. Norman Baker, author of And What Do You Do? What the Royal Family Don't Want You to Know, said that some Republican sentiment has been suppressed out of respect for the Queen. Speaking to Express.co.uk, he said, "There is, of course, a great deal of respect for the Queen and nobody wants to particularly upset her, given her age and everything else. And so some of the concern about the way the monarchy operates has been suppressed in order not to offend the Queen, but it's there and I think it will manifest itself after she goes. I think, for example, we saw Barbados disappear off the Commonwealth. I think other countries may well follow suit after the Queen goes." Barbados announced it would remove Queen Elizabeth II as its head of state and become a republic in September last year. Jamaica has also been considering whether to abandon the monarch, while St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines have both flirted with the idea. Mr. Baker said the sentiment will only increase after Charles becomes king, but he insisted that the monarchy would plow on with Charles regardless. He said, "The whole basis of the monarchy is based on the hereditary principle. Without the hereditary principle, in a sense, the justification vanishes. And therefore that's why the Queen has not abdicated. And that's why Charles will take over. If you start picking and choosing people, then you move towards in a sense an elected system, which is the opposite of the hereditary principle of the monarchy. So they will plow on with Charles regardless. Now the population at large would rather have William than Charles, that's quite clear. Charles is hardly a new broom. It's not his fault, he's been there a long time, the Prince of Wales." But the former Lib Dem MP said that some of Prince Charles' popularity issues stem from allegations of climate hypocrisy. He said, "He's also not without faults. He's somewhat hypocritical of his own climate change agenda when he is probably one of the world's top 1% of carbon emitters with his continual use of private jets. Lecturing people on climate change doesn't really fit in with that. He's far from pristine in the public's eyes. You see Charles taking a helicopter to Cambridge to give a speech saying please help the poor old climate. People might say it's hypocrisy. Let me be more generous and say that their actions are completely out of step with the message they're giving. And it undermines it. If Charles was really serious about climate change, which I think he probably is, he needs to understand that his own actions are undermining his case." This comes as Prince Charles has spent the last week representing the royal family at the 26 Colombian Pesos Climate Summit, in the Queen's absence. In his speech to the opening ceremony, Prince Charles urged delegates to tackle the climate crisis on a warlike footing. But he faced calls of hypocrisy for using a private jet to fly into the event. Speaking about the Queen's decision to cancel her attendance at 26 Colombian Pesos, Mr. Baker told Express.co.uk it suggests that her medical condition may be more serious than we have been told. He said, "The Queen believes in public service, and I think she understands the importance of COP26, she's got all her marbles about her. And therefore for her not to appear in Glasgow does suggest that her medical condition is more serious than we have been told. I don't expect the palace to be honest about things like that, I expect them to dissemble," he added. Norman Baker's book, And What Do You Do? What the Royal Family Don't Want You to Know, published last year, is an analysis of the royal family's behavior, spending habits and the role they play in wider society. is more serious than we have been told. I don't expect the palace to be honest about things like that, I expect them to dissemble," he added. Norman Baker's book, And What Do You Do? What the Royal Family Don't Want You to Know, published last year, is an analysis of the royal family's behavior, spending habits and the role they play in wider society.